Good morning and welcome. I'm Bob Pace, your host, and here we are to fight CPS and hang on to your children. I'm glad you found me. I'm on Facebook, Fight CPS, and there's 7 rooms that talk about CPS on Facebook, and all are connected to my YouTube channel here. And I'm using the StreamYard application. Now I'm on every day. I've been doing this now for 16 months. That's 2 shows a day, 14 shows a week, 14 podcasts. I come on at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Then again, I come on at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's on the west coast of California. I broadcast from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the ocean. And I want to give you guys, again, a warm welcome. I, too, have been involved in CPS. And it's been a rough road. I've been fighting them for 15 years. And it's never fun with what I call the child protection systems. That's what I define CPS. It's the systems that are in every county, in every state, and every country. And they're there to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Now, they're called different names, so that's why I don't really say what they are, because if you're in Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. If you're in Arizona, it's Department of Children's Services. If you're in LA County, California, Department of Children and Family Services. If you're next door in Orange County, it's Child Protection Service. So it's much easier just to call it CPS. So everybody pretty much knows CPS. When you Google CPS, a lot comes up. So I'll stick with the word CPS. Now, I have lots of ideas that I can help you with, lots of rules and stuff. Good morning, Margaret. It was such a pleasure talking to you last night. Margaret is from St. Louis, Missouri. She's been on my show a long time. She's kind of a regular. And but you're right. It's actually the parents' responsibility to protect our children from neglect and abuse. There's too many rogue outfits out there. Rogue is what I call bad CPS, bad child protection systems. There's too many out there. And over 900 people I've talked to in my room over the last 16 months have sort of agreed on one thing. They all have something in common. Their children were taken when they weren't in danger. And then their cases, their lies. So much phantom of lies that CPS does, all for the greed of the dollar. It's a $1 trillion business. That's all they want to do is make money off you. And that is really wrong. That is really, really, really wrong. But anyway, I start off my show explaining about what you can do to interact in my podcast. You can, besides being in this room, you can take some notes, send me emojis like thumbs up, smiley faces, hearts, or even you can send me some stars. And if you want to follow me, please check below. And if you want to be notified, please check below too, and you'll be notified when I'm on. Now, there are several other ways that you can be on the podcast. I mean, you can do more things on the podcast. There's one thing you can text and messages, such as Margaret's doing this morning. If you text in YouTube, I see everything. I see everything. But if you in one of the one of the Facebook channels, I have to put it up on the screen so that everybody can see it. So, but I'm glad you found this room. And when you want to text a message, all you have to do is put your question or your comment. It has to be about CPS. And please show me your first name and the city or county you're from and their state. Now, if you're from a country, you're more than welcome in here. I have 21 countries. I have Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Saudi Arabia, Libya. I have Liberia in Africa. Um, I have Rwanda and 4 provinces in South Africa. And I always forget this new country in South Africa, Sudan. I have Sudan, which is on the east parts of Africa. Then up to Europe, I have England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, and Sweden. And then across the pond, I have North America, where I have Canada, and 4 provinces have texted in or called in. And then I also have all 50 states have called in somebody from one of the CPS, one of the child protection systems. And then, of course, the District of Columbia. Then south of the border, I've had Mexico. They actually called in. I mean, I have countries. Africa calls in, country code 27. England, country code 44. And then down in South America, I have Grenada. Then across the Pacific, there's New Zealand. And then lastly is the land down under, Australia. I've had 2 states there. So that's quite a representative of people. So also, please include as much as you can about your case. Now, I do have about 25 to 50 regular people like Margaret and like Amy Proctor. I think it's Proctor. Proctor, and I welcome you, Amy Proctor. And you're from Alabama, and I've been fighting CPS for a year now. It's cost me a lot of money. I'm figuring a CPS due to lies. Yes, I realize that. Oh, we got a call. Okay. This is Bob Pace, and who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, Kimberly from Illinois. Sorry about yesterday. I had to go into church.
Yeah, Vincent tried to call you a couple times. He doesn't remember talking to you or having any kind of agreement with you. So I don't know where you guys stand. Were you able to talk to him yesterday?
So I was on his show, and I talked to him.
Well, yeah, he has a lot of people on the show. He's not going to remember like myself.
I know, that's okay.
I thought you had a agreement with him. Now he doesn't know any agreement he has. So
he told me it would be like 50,000 total. Yeah.
Which you did tell me that. It's not the money part. It's if you want to have a represent you, you need to sign the agreement.
Oh yeah. No, I know. So like his attorney or his secretary emailed me something to do a $200 consultation after I did the free consultation online, and then and that link expired. And I called her today and I let her know, like, I can't get the link to open or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, it's very important if you're going to make time with Vince Davis, or you're going to talk to him, that you go ahead and don't let that link expire, So.
Yes, I know. But it takes a little while to come up with that kind of money.
Oh, I thought he said he'd take $10,000 to put down, not the all 50.
Yeah. So it's taken me a little while to get that kind of money rolling.
Yeah, it does. I just want to make sure you were telling me that they weren't calling you back and make it sound like it was the office holding you up.
I wasn't getting a call back. I had I had called her and asked her to resend that link, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, well, you may have to call again and again. Also, it's important when you call anybody, you document who you talk to, the date and time, because that's really, really important.
I called again today. I emailed that email that emailed me. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
It's I just had Vince Davis at the top, and it comes up.
Yeah. So how was church yesterday?
It was interesting. It was good. My congregation prayed for me, and my children. So I asked also for information and the paperwork to
What was the
Fine.
what was the sermon? What was the sermon? What was the sermon? What was the message?
Just accepting what God's will is for your life.
Okay.
Much.
Okay.
You know, we have a lot of things that come at us, and you know, God's building something in us, and we need to do something with what God, you know, builds in us.
Right.
Through our experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what can I do for you today?
Kind of hit home quite a bit.
Yeah. So what can I do for you today? What question do you have for me?
Nothing else, you know, get back with you.
Okay.
Oh wait, I do. I have another link. She just sent it. Good day, Kimberly. Thank you for contacting us. We're here to help and would love to learn more about your case. My case manager will be reaching out to you directly soon to discuss how we may assist you. In the meantime, feel free to explore my scan store for helpful resources.
Yeah, he has a sand store, which is really good. There's a lot of good books and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. You know, the internet and what he has available will really help you with your case.
Yeah, I understand a lot of that, you know, and this isn't unfortunately, it's not my first rodeo. Back in the day, when I was in my 20s, they used to just take your kids if you tested positive for a substance. And, you know, I was a recreational user on the weekends. I'd send my first daughter off to the babysitter, which was next door.
Yeah.
And I'd have my friends over and we'd drink. And, you know, sometimes we did a little coke here and there. And, you know, I ended up going to jail for talking to the neighbor who, not that neighbor, just a different neighbor, who actually, can I call you back? I have an important call.
Sure. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, I just got through talking to Kimberly. She's from Illinois, and she has a tough case, and it sounds like she said it is in her second round around. And so she said she had to go. She had another important, more phone call than this. So I don't understand. People have different ways of doing different things. Meanwhile, I've let about 5 messages slip by me, and I need to go back and address them. Let me see. Let me get back up there. I'm still having trouble with my computer, with something interfering with my scrolling, and it's not coming up there the way it should be. I had to hit escape, then page up. Oh boy. So we have Margaret from St. Louis, Missouri, Amy from Alabama, and Margaret further says, I'm going to have to sign out. I have something urgent to attend. Oh no, I lost Kimberly. Now I'm losing Margaret. Jeez, people. I appreciate you guys coming on. I hate to see you guys go, but Yeah, I appreciate what you had to say, Margaret. And we have somebody. Well, I have somebody there. I can't read the message. Oh, shoot. Okay, so she signed out. Okay, Amy says, Sarah Remsen, who's new, I think, welcome, from San Bernardino, California. This is my first time checking in on you live. It's actually me and a friend who is also dealing with social workers stealing her children. So I know well about San Bernardino County. That is a bad CPS system over there. The child protection system in San Bernardino um, is really, really bad. I'm sorry you have to be going through that, Sarah, and I'll try to help you here. Let me see here. Amy Proctor, they still filed a TPR. That, for people that don't know what TPR is, it's a termination of parental rights. And that is the worst thing. I don't want to forget Den and Jazz. She's Josie. I don't know where you're from, Den and Jazz. Good morning, Josie. She's from on a Facebook. And so I welcome you, Josie. I just like you to share where you're from. We have Alabama with Amy, but we also have a lady Bleep from San Bernardino who just recently joined us. And I want to give you a warm welcome there. Amy further says, I bought diapers and wipes every visit, done everything they asked me in the ISP, which has not done what they're put in the ISP. What is the ISP? I am sorry. Sometimes I'm just maybe dumb here, but anyway, ISP must mean something in the terminology of CPS. Lady Beep says, does anyone know any pro bono attorneys? I have lots of evidence of violations of CPS, violating my children, my family's civil and natural constitutional rights. The easy way to find a pro bono attorney is just to start off with, I think you said you're in San Bernardino County, Sarah. I think that's what you said you were. Let me double check here. Yeah. Lady Beep is Sarah from San Bernardino County. So what you do, Sarah, you type in the county, which is probably easier, it's big enough, by the state, which is California, then put in the letters CPS, and you'd be surprised what shows up. And you want to be more specific to find something in CPS, then after the letters CPS, you put in your specific question, like what you want to know, pro bono attorney. So you write down there, but it's very important that you clarify the pro bono. You say a pro bono, juvenile law, family law, dependency attorney. It's important you have those areas of law in there because that's what CPS fights in. It's the juvenile law, family law, and dependency court. You're in dependency court, sometimes called family court, but you want to be very specific, and then they'll list you a bunch of attorneys. And what you want to do when you talk with any kind of attorney, whether you're calling a professional one that you have to pay money for or what, your first question should be with all attorneys is that, are you a licensed professional attorney, a professional licensed attorney in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law, and have won cases against CPS? And since you're listed as pro bono, is there any fees involved? That's your first question. Your second question is, have you ever done a lawsuit against CPS and won money back? That's after your case is closed. Have you ever done a lawsuit and won money back, either in state court or federal court? And if the answer is yes to both those questions, you got yourself an attorney. And then what you need to do is find two more. You want a total of 3 attorneys so you can compare them. And then you're going to have to meet with them and ask them, well, you say they're pro bono, so it won't be a retainer, but you got to get the chemistry to see if you communicate well with them. And I'm sorry that every visit, Amy, that they file the TPR. I know what you're doing there. What is the ISP? I thought you put something there, but I don't see it. Sarah, who's Lady Bleep, does anyone know any that's the one I just told you about. And Amy, they have violated my constitutional rights too. I have proof they lied on the stand when they finally come to do a house visit, when they went through all my drawers in my bedroom. Well, first of all, my rule number 3 says you don't talk to social workers. You don't let them in your home. And you certainly don't let them take your child. But if you're allowed to go through your drawers and through your homes, is that on the advice of attorney? If you're not using an attorney, don't have them inspect your home. Don't go to the office. Meet at a public place like McDonald's or Starbucks to talk about your case. And when you do talk about your case, make sure you document everything. Documentation is very important. It's my rule number 2. You need to organize your documentation. Now, I was telling you about how the text and message, you guys are doing good about that. But now, if you want to be a guest on my show and be live and help me and talk about your case and help others, you can do so by contacting my show producer, Grace at VincentWDavis.com. She is a very hard worker, and I appreciate her hard work. Her email is Grace at VincentWDavis.com. Grace at VincentWDavis.com. So you pick my morning show or evening show, Saturday show, or Tuesday. It's real easy. You say you want to be a Bob's Saturday morning show. Then she'll set you up. She'll give you a link, and also she'll talk to you about what to do and not to do on the podcast. And if that link, if you get bounced off, the link's still good, sign on again. And I'd love to have you on my podcast. I have room for 9 people. So that is really, 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 really great. So email Grace, my show producer, at Grace at VincentWDavis.com. Now, the 4th way to interact in this podcast is the call in. And right now we had Kimberly call in, 626-698-6990. That's my direct line to my phone. And I use Vonage. It's an application that streams on the phone. So I'd like very much for you all to call in and talk to you on my show here. The reason why it's nice to call in or be a guest on my show, you get a bonus. If you are on my show as a guest or call in, I will ask you, would you like to see Mr. Vincent Davis? He'll give you a 15-minute free consultation because you are participating in my show as a guest or you called in and you're participating by talking on my show. And that is a private consultation with Mr. Davis. All you have to do is either be a guest or call in. And that's a free 15-minute session with one of the best attorneys around. He's been practicing fighting CPS and practicing this law for 39 years. He's a former foster care person himself. He's been in foster care. He knows that he's done that. He has won numerous cases these last 39 years against CPS. CPS actually uses him to train their workers because he's the best. And so what they do is that they play his videos and stuff to show what kind of individuals to help them fight, because I'm sad to say CPS is corrupt. The child protection system is corrupt. And so Mr. Davis is great. You know, he's a trial attorney. Not only that, he does lawsuits against CPS. Once your case is closed, he can do that. You do a lawsuit in state or federal courts. And it's your constitutional rights, your civil rights that get violated all the time. And so he is a pit bull of attorney. So I really recommend that you think about contacting him. And if you have that free consultation, that's a good time to talk to him. Also, if you want to talk longer, I do have a ticket running at the bottom of my screen. It's how to reach him for a 30-minute consultation for $60. All you have to do is go to that website, use your credit card, and then you're all set. So that's another way. That's a second way there. A third way is just to call in the office at 888-888-6582. That's our law office, and you can talk to him and say, "I want to retain Mr. Davis, and I want to talk to him." So that's the direct line to how to talk to him. And so he does have a consulting fee. It floats from $200 to $600, I guess, depending on the time. But you get those frees if you call in or you're a guest on my podcast, or you get a discount if you go to that website. So when you call in, you can also ask for material that you may have for sale. Like there's a new parent guide is out right now. It's called the Grandparent Guide and Steps to get guardianship of your grandchildren or to see your grandchildren. It's good for parents too. It's just freshly made up because grandparents have a right too. They have a right too. So my number's up at 626-698. So I'm ready to take more phone calls. I already had one this morning. Now, okay. The ISP is an individual service plan. Okay. There may be different names anywhere, but most of the time it's called a safety plan. But the individual service plan and the safety plan, the same thing. So, Lady Beep, who's Sarah. Oh, I thought your name is Sarah. It's Bethany. Oh, I apologize, Lady Beep. Where'd I get Bethany from? We have Josie, who I've not heard from. Where did we get Sarah? Okay, let me see here. Let me see here. Okay, where did I find Sarah? Oh, geez. My computer's being nothing but a mess now. Okay. Bethany. All right. We'll figure out where Sarah came from. Lady who's now called Bethany. I missed her first message. My computer's still not working right. Sorry. Bethany, I have been okay. Yeah, lady, you did first introduce yourself as Bethany, as Sarah, but I'll call you Bethany. I have been fighting for 8 years. Wow, that's a long time. I've been done everything there is to do. My children have been separated for years, taken the age of 3 and 7. My rights have been violated. Well, that's a long time. And if you didn't get an attorney, it's never going to be resolved. For 7 months, they kept saying they're coming to inspect my home and haven't showed up. What am I going to do? Well, I don't know why you need your home inspected. What did your attorney say that you do? I don't know if that is the case. Because again, you don't want CPS to talk to them and you don't want to have them inspect your home. You need to have an attorney. You need to go through your attorney because they'll find things that makes their case worse. And the reason why they're not come out to inspect your home, they're trying to keep you on the ropes and everything in there. What were your allocations? Were you abused or neglected? I mean, all of you need to tell me what your allegations were so I can help you. It's hard for me to guess why CPS is involved. Now we have a new person here from YouTube. It's number AUX. Well, I hope you can introduce your first name and where you're from. I've been unsuccessful in finding a pro bono attorney. Don't know what to do. They violate our constitution. Who violates your constitutional rights? Is it the CPS workers? Coach and child trafficker children? I believe that. Okay, you need to tell me who's doing all that and where you're from and your name too. As far as finding a pro bono, it's maybe the way you're searching it. What do I do? I contact, who do I contact to get on your show and share our story? I know you just mentioned a lady, but I didn't get all her information. Well, I'll put it back up. That's no problem there. I don't know who you are, but be nice if you give me your first name and your location. To be a guest on my show, all you have to do is to, wrong one. All you have to do is email Grace, my show producer, at vincentwdavis.com. That's all you have to do. Okay? Bethany is her friend. Well, you were first Sarah, but do you want me to call Bethany or are there two of you? Is Bethany and Sarah on your account taking turns? You both have CPS cases. I'll help you both. Again, the person I'll keep asking her name or location says, I've written a 17 and 19 page letter of what's happened to us, and so far everyone I've sent it to hasn't responded, and I'm devastated. Well, it's the approach you're trying to do. Right now, I'm trying to ask for a simple thing like your name and your location, and you haven't been able to give me that. This is Sarah. My friend name is Bethany. Okay, so can you guys, if you're using the same account, Lady Bleep, can you tell me when you're Sarah or when you're Bethany so I can help you? Good morning, Betty Jo. Betty Jo is one of my family here. She's from Montana. She is a foster care mom, and she's trying to get her niece, her brother's child, to be guardianship of her because she is being abused in Nebraska, and she's using the ICPC, the Interstate Compact for Placement for Children. And it's an organization that does the transportation of children from one home to another home and checks everything out. And the advocate, Betty says, for the baby is worried that she's going to have attachment issues with her foster mom if they place her here. No, there won't be attachment, but there will be attachment issues. Anybody that's with somebody does have some type of feeling. But you have every right, Betty, every right. And again, you can work through the attachment issues. That should not be an issue to have the foster mom, because the foster mom is probably wanting the money that she gets for being a foster mom. You're a foster mom. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this is like the fourth message from, I can't read your name on Facebook, but it looks like a number AU Pi. My children were coached and abused in foster care. I understand. She's Lauren from Raven, Ohio. Great. I got a name now. Okay, Lauren, welcome to the room. And tell me, do you have an attorney or what were the allegations? Okay, Bethany is talking right now for Lady Beep. I didn't get my kids taken, took them from me. My mom took my baby to CPS. Now, why did your mom take your baby? I was in jail for 2 months. Well, that's a good reason why mom would do that. And they went to my daughter's house and took my son. I'm from San Bernardino. Okay, so we got Sarah and Bethany using the same account. And Bethany is from San Bernardino, and so is Sarah. Both Sarah and Bethany are from the same county. And why were you in jail for 2 months? That's not a place for babies, so that's why your mom took the baby. Lauren from Ohio, Ravenna, Ohio. She says the judge and the magistrate from Jigada County, CPS, CASA for the kids all work together to violate. Yes. I hate to tell you that CASA, which is a court-appointed friend, or whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's a good thing, but court-appointed, they're ears for CPS. So they're going to have a CASA. My children were all given CASAs, and it's so sad. My son at 25 still sees his CASA. I don't know why an old woman wants to see a young man. So it makes me really wonder about the CASA. So I understand that. But what are your allegations there, Lauren? What are your allegations? What were your initial allegations? Was it negligent or was it abuse? And the details. Why did they take your children? Lauren, so I can help you. Lauren needs a pro bono attorney, so you need to research that correctly. Now, I have my phone number on, but then I put up the message about the being a guest. So I got my phone number back on, so now anybody can call. So it seems like you guys have all got caught up with your messages. Betty, this issue about the foster care mom in Nebraska, is it the foster care mother says she's worried about attachment, or is it CPS worker? Who is saying that? Who is saying they're worried about the attachment? Is it you, Betty? Is it the foster care mom in Nebraska, or is it CPS in Nebraska? The child protection system. Now, I briefly talked about my 5 rules. I have 5 rules in here I talk about all the time. They're on every show, and you can see them. Rule number 1 is to get an attorney, because without an attorney, you're trying to do open heart surgery yourself. You're trying to cut open your chest, take your heart in your hands, and try to fix it. You can't do that with CPS. They're that bad and that difficult to work with. You need a professional. Just like an open heart surgery, you need a professional doctor. In CPS, you need a professional attorney. So it's so important you hire the right kind of attorney. A criminal attorney is not going to help you. A divorce attorney is not going to help you. A real estate attorney is not going to help you. Immigration attorney is not going to help you. You need a juvenile family dependency lawyer and someone that has fought CPS and won the kids back. That's the kind you need. You need a pit bull. I have an attorney. His name is Vincent Davis. And I said there's several ways you can reach him. Be a guest on my show or call in. You get a free 15-minute consultation with him on Zoom. If you want to talk longer, I have a special arrangement for $60. You can talk to him for 30 minutes. Otherwise, his price is $20 to $600, $200 to $600 for consultation. So, you can be calling on my show and talking. You get it for free for 15 minutes, or be a guest for 15, or be a guest in the show and you get 15 minutes. Or you can listen to his podcast. He has podcasts you can call in on Saturdays at 10 o'clock. He has a podcast you can call in and talk to him live. Also, you can see his thing called office hours during the week. So there's a lot of resources. You guys got to use it. I didn't. I was ignorant to everything. Everything I'm sharing with you is something I wish I'd done because I would never have lost my kids. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a family man. I love my family. I have 41 years of marriage. I've helped raise 6 children, and I really want to help you all with your case, and hopefully you get a return. I have a lot of regulars that come into my room all the time to talk about their case. I even have one lady from South Africa that has called in and talked on the show. And that's a lot of money for her to talk for a good hour, but she feels it's important. I have another mom in the UK that called in, and then I've had four mothers that have called in from Canada at different provinces, from Nova Scotia to St. Brunswick to Quebec to Alberta. Anyway, I'm here, and people have been helped, and they've come back and told me so. So, anyway, it's the baby attorney. Okay, here's what the problem is. The baby attorney gets money from CPS. They don't want you to have the baby, so you got to fight it, Betty. They're trying to do a power trip with you. There's no justification. The baby's own biological family needs to be with that baby. It's been proven that the best parents are biological father and mother, and your brother lives with you, and your brother would be able to see his child, be able to bond with the child. The child needs his real father, not all these quasos people that try to be. I'm not trying to downplay foster care because I know you're a foster care mom. You're a good foster care mom. But the foster care, there's a lot of corrupt foster care people, and they're evil and everything else. There's a lot of rogues. Even Boys Town has rogues organization. I had a terrible experience with the Boys Town that was running the group home where my kids were in. They were very, very, they weren't very dressed professionally. They were extremely overweight. She was pregnant and she had another child. And how could they take care of 6 children? And Boys Town had bid the group home cheap. Olive Crest used to have the home in Orange County. And see what happens, Orange County CPS has a home that was given to them that they have what's called a group home, and they can put 6 to 8 people, I guess, in it. So they have different organizations bid on it, and Boys Town tried to bid on it because they're not out here in California. Boys Town theme is helping children without parents. But when you have parents that love their children, Boys Town tries to do the same thing as they don't have parents. So that's why I don't like Boys Town. And it's only that particular Boys Town I've encountered. It's only one Boys Town group. So I don't know if all Boys Town groups are bad or not. Now you said she's going to ask the baby's doctor about it. What do you mean she's going to ask the baby's doctor, Betty? Again, the doctor doesn't know better. They're going to do it. It's all about money. It's all about money. Be careful, Betty. Be really careful. Now, Lauren has 3 attorneys, all court appointed, who all moved on and didn't represent me properly. Now I have no one. I've been finding this pro bono, but no one responds. I know, Lauren, that is the problem is. It's like you're trying to take your heart out of your chest and try to work on your heart. You're a lay person, and pro bono people aren't going to be all that good. But you have to keep, it's called due diligence. You have to keep trying. You have to keep trying there. So, anyway, your 3 attorneys, they're court appointed. Court appointed attorneys are terrible. They usually have a caseload of 30 more clients, and they don't take care of their clients. They don't fight. They're not even trained in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. They're not even trained there. Now, Lauren says the CASA lady told my youngest son, who has autism, that he didn't behave. They would cut him up and sell his parts as a joke. You see, don't deal with CASA people. You know, they have a thing called the ombudsman and the CASA person and like them. They have another group called like them. They're all ears for CPS workers. So the less said, the less done. You don't need to talk to them. You should talk to an attorney. And again, Betty, I guess that attorney is going to ask the baby doctor about it. The attorney wants the case. He wants me the money. It's all about money. Now, Lauren says, my oldest son was bitten by a dog twice while in foster care, and no one did anything about it. Well, you need to call 911. If your child is bitten, you call 911 and say, my dog's been bitten by a dog, and I'm worried about him. Or call CPS. You need to document it. Lauren says, my oldest son asked his dad, why are they telling me to say bad things about you and mom? Because that's called the alienation, because that is a rogue CPS. That is a bad child protection system that you're dealing with in Ohio. That is really, really bad. And they're saying bad things. And was too afraid to say who was coaching him. I know. That's the thing is, children have got to learn to say nothing and do nothing and get back with their mom and dad. They need to do that. It's reliving me with my case, and I know exactly what you're going through. Again, you need that pro bono attorney or a real attorney. You're going to have to sell your house or something. I did that, or take a mortgage out, or take a loan out. Now, Lauren says, while in foster care, I got a call from a CPS worker who wasn't our caseworker, who was asking about my oldest son being abused by the foster mom, and the allegations turned out to be true. Well, again, you should be talking through your attorney. The more you talk to child protection system social workers, the more they'll use it against you. Now, we've got to be careful. I don't want to use judges' names. But anyway, your judge is going before the Ohio Supreme Court on the 13th for other violations. He was a judge in a case. Is he being accused of being a bad judge? Did that bad judge made some bad rulings with you? We don't want to say the judge's name. We got to be careful. I don't want names of social workers, judge names, or children's names in here. Okay? We don't talk about that. Okay. I know that the attorney wants to talk to the doctor about the attachment issue, Betty, but you don't. You have to emphasize that the best parents are the biological parents, and you being a foster care mother, and you want to adopt your niece, and your brother is going to live with you or be close to the child so the child can see his real father. The mother, you said, is gone, is a basket case, so the mother's not involved. So if that helps you any, Betty, I want to help you there. Okay. All right, Betty. Good luck. Remember what I said. Be careful. Emphasize the best parents are the biological parents and that your brother is with you, okay? Thank you for checking in, Betty. Wow, we've had Kimberly and Margaret and Betty all check in and then leave. That's all right. They're family, like all of you will be. Portner, too, and Lauren. You all are considered family in my room, so you're more than welcome to come back and forth. Now, I've talked about the importance of an attorney and having an attorney. And a court-appointed attorney is just a waste of time. And if you use one, you need to make them work. You need to put heat underneath them. Tell them that if you don't fight for my case, I'm going to file a lawsuit for negligence, and report you to the state bar and make a complaint. So you got to, or you can exchange for another court-appointed attorney. You can have more than one. It's just that they don't like to tell you that, but you can. You can. Now, I have talked about documentation and importance. That's for rule number 2. Get yourself a notebook, get subject dividers, lots of notebook paper, and stuff it. And one of the most important documents you can have in your notebook is the time log of incidents, the time log of incidents. Every incident you have, you write down. And you start off with 3 lines. The first line is the date, the time, the location, who you talk to. The second line is a summary of what the incident is about. The third is the outcome. And if you don't know the outcome, you can get it back later. But the instance is an important record because you're going to be dealing with social workers, police, school, family, friends, and so forth. You write down every incident because you won't remember everything 6 months from now or a year from now because you'll need that information. So the importance of the notebook is to take your court documents, hole punch them, and put them in the notebook and organize them. Also you have them for your view. If you need court documents, get them from the clerk of the court. They're available. There is a charge, but if you're low income, you get it for free. So it's very important you get there. My court documents was 3 feet tall. 3 feet tall. That's how bad it really was of a case. I can't believe that they made that much court documents 3 feet tall based on there's nothing wrong that our children were taken or stolen from us. So, okay. All right, Lady Bleep, you're here. Is this Sarah or Bethany talking? This is Sarah. Bethany was the last one to talk, so they keep changing my social workers and never want to get back to contact with me. You don't want to talk to social workers. They'll use what they say against you. You need to talk to your attorney. Let your attorney talk to them, or let your attorney give you advice when to talk to them. Now, Joanne says, I documented everything in my 1719. Well, that's great. That's a very important thing. Put that in your notebook. Don't lose it. Now, rule number 3 is you do not talk to social workers or the police. You don't answer the door. You never know who's going to be at the door. Too many people are shot to death at the door. I know of 3 instances this past year. A black man at Gainesville who was 23 years old on May 3rd answered the door and he was shot point blank by the sheriff. Yes, they got rid of the sheriff. There's a lawsuit, but it's not going to bring him back. He died on FaceTime talking to his fiance, and they had the wrong place. They were trying to investigate domestic violence, and they had the wrong place. Then there was a black lady that was arguing with the sheriff in her home while she was doing the dishes, and he shot her 5 times in the face. Now she's gone because she let that sheriff in her place. Then there was a Korean lady that opened the door, and 2 policemen, they shot her. And a lot had to do with because she was a special needs person. She had some disabilities. She also had a language, and they shot. So why answer the door if you're going to run yourself of maybe being shot, let alone be accused of something by a rogue CPS worker? Now, the child protection systems are bad. There's many counties that are bad. I can tell you right now, San Bernardino County, LA County, and Orange County in California are bad. So is Merced County and Shastaville County in Northern California. So is the Bakersfield County. So not all counties are bad, but there's a lot of bad ones out there, and 900 people have testified to me about that. Now, Lady Beep, I don't know if you were Sarah or Bethany in that part, but anyway. And then Lauren says, I document everything. Okay, I'm glad you do. I'm sorry, I didn't know about the names, but he has multiple accusations against some other cases. That's fine. That's fine. You can just say your judge has lots of cases, so he's bad. But Lauren, you need to get that attorney. You're trying to repair your heart with your own hands, and you don't have the training or the knowledge to do so. We even requested a new social worker, and the magistrate denied a request. Well, you may have to go up the line. You may have to go to the director of the child protection system in your case. You may have to go to the director. You may have to go to the director. Okay, this time it's Bethany speaking. I don't know if the previously it was Sarah or Bethany that keeps changing your social workers. But anyway, I'm so glad that Sarah and Bethany and Lauren and Margaret and Betty, and who else we have here? We have some other people come into my room regularly. That's so nice to meet you. Some of you are new to me, new to the family. That's good to have you. We also have Amy. I can't forget Amy and what her requests are. Josie, I don't know what happened to you, Josie girl, but you said one thing and you disappeared on me. I hope you come back. I hope you come back. Well, right now, it's 11 o'clock and I got to end my podcast. I can only go to 11 o'clock. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank Amy and Margaret, and I want to thank Lauren, Bethany, and Sarah, and Josie. Who else did I forget? Betty. I want to forget about Betty, is regular there. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. Now, I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, the West Coast of California. So please join me again. And again, you can be a guest on my show or you can call in. That's fine. I appreciate all the emojis, the hearts, the thumbs up, and the smiley faces and all the stars you sent me. Thank you. And for a lot of you that didn't say anything, thank you for being in my room. And keep fighting for your kids. God bless you all. And this is Bob Pace signing off. Well, it won't let me sign off. That's a new one.